appreciate a quick vent, you know?
We're here for you.
Love a quick vent. But Devin, those strawberries look like freaking fake strawberries. That looked so right.
Cherries right now?
I want cherries so bad, but yeah, the strawberries have been hitting. It's crazy.
Ours are still like not great.
Like, look at how red. Oh, where's the? Oh, my camera.
Over here. Yeah, that's
Oh
what
my
I'm saying.
God.
That's crazy. Oh my God, that looks so good.
Wow. Just staring at me.
I'm gonna go grocery shopping tomorrow, I think. So maybe I'll grab some berries.
I got up bright and early Monday morning. It was like the sun was out, and I was like, "Let's go grocery shopping, Joe." It was like 7 a.m.
What?
It was like actually 6:45, and I was like, "We need to go now."
Is it open?
Yeah, Sprouts was open, but it was mostly because I wanted like new coffee. We like didn't have any coffee, and I was like, "We're not gonna go like out and buy coffee." So I was like, let's go get coffee, and also like, while we're here, let's do our grocery shop. And so we were done. It felt so good. We were done by 7:30 in the morning, grocery shopping, like ready for the day.
And it's so relaxing, like because nobody's there.
No, literally nobody was there.
So nice.
Yeah,
love that.
It's not his favorite.
Welcome back to another episode of So Glad We're Friends. I'm Maggie.
I'm Devin.
I'm Brittany.
That's very exciting. I need to maybe just like start getting produce from inside the grocery store and not ordering it, because I think that is they don't always pick the best.
They don't. We are trying to be like, no more Instacart.
I've been trying to do it less too. I actually called a restaurant and ordered a to-go order, and then went in and picked it up yesterday.
Fuck yeah.
Incredible.
It is incredible. I mean, that's probably like $7 to like $8 in delivery fees and tips and bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they raise the actual menu prices is the thing too. They just get just a little dollar or two extra, and that is the game changer. But I ordered Safeway delivery, like, so I don't pay. It's not delivery. I still go get it, so it's no extra cost for me to pick up groceries at all. Oh, it's the same cost. If anything, I save money genuinely by not going inside of the grocery store and buying random shit. But yeah, definitely trying not to do any delivery or anything like that. We're also, I forgot about Trader Joe's. Like, Trader Joe's is so much cheaper. And so we were like, okay, we need to do like produce and like meats and stuff from Trader Joe's again, because they just, it's seriously like you can get out of there for $50. Like, there's no other fucking grocery store right now that you can go in and out and get like at least 3 to 4 days worth of groceries under $100.
Yeah, I like fill my cart up and it's under $100.
Yeah, at Trader Joe's.
Yeah, crazy.
I always like forget about it though for some reason.
It's just like 25
closer to me. Yeah,
ours is like 5 minutes, so there's like no excuse.
Nice. That's how it was at our old house.
25 minutes is kind of a hike.
Yeah, and it's like they're building, I don't know how to explain, but we just have this one road that's like, it's like the main kind of road that's very popular, and they're adding everything to this road where now it's just even more busy. They put the Canes, they're putting the In-N-Out, they did the Shake Shack, like everything they're adding is on this one road, and you like enter the highway from it, so that's always just like a long ass line backed up of people trying to get on the freeway. Like, why are they not spacing this stuff out more?
We have roads like that here too.
That is really annoying.
I get it's a hot spot, but it's kind of odd. We didn't talk about, I had a foster dog this weekend.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
She was so
Is she gone already?
Yeah, it was literally one day. It was like 20 hours. It was less than 24 hours.
Aww.
But it was so great that we had that time. But she's so scared. Like, so.
How old was she?
Scared. 8-ish, I think. But her teeth look incredible. I was like, girl, your teeth look better than my dog's. So maybe you're not 8, but they like approximate that she's 8.
And they didn't really know her history?
No, it was like, it's so weird. It's like there's literally like 14 plus people involved in like getting these dogs homes and everything. Like, they were first dumped near this farm, and this couple who like owned the farm took them in, and then their parents drove them from Idaho to Washington, And then one of them is going to a foster home, and one of them came with us for just one day before somebody else and her daughter drove her like 2.5 hours away again. So it's very confusing, but it was very sad. She texted me that the new owner, like her actual forever owner, like picked her up and she peed all over her and stuff because she was so nervous.
Why'd she pick her up?
Well, it's really great that she has a new good home.
Yeah, I think she'll adjust fast, but I'm like, I want an update stat. And it is, I felt like it helped me not like move on from Bodhi, but like be able to like remind me that I'll like probably any dog. And then Cameron's like dealing with the other part of it where he's like, but that's the problem, like we do like every dog. Like he was so sad after she left and stuff too, and he's like, this is just really taking a toll on my heart. I'm like, I know it is taking a toll on my heart too, but I also really like it, so it's like hard.
That's a hard balance because you know, like you're helping so many more dogs get homes by just fostering, but it's like, I don't know,
it's really sad, but it's happy, so it's like not sad.
Yeah, fostering is so important. Like I feel so bad for dogs that are in cages.
It's so
like
so
and
sad.
Like being able to foster is just so amazing.
Yeah, and I think about it because like I just didn't for so long because everybody that I see who fosters it has a foster dog 24/7. Like they're pumping them out, and I was just like, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. But like maybe doing 1 or 2 a year, I could do or something. And
or
it's like,
would you do like this transfer thing more? Like if it just works out, like.
Yeah, and I was thinking maybe that could even help with my driving anxiety. Like, oh, if I have to drive a dog a few hours away, like. That could help my driving.
You would do that?
I don't know, maybe a couple hours.
Maybe do that.
I mean, it wouldn't be the most fun thing, obviously, but it'd be a way that I could help without having a dog for a long time. So maybe I'd be more likely to do it. Fuck, what was I gonna say? Did you just ask something?
I just asked if you would do it, like the transport or like overnight, just like on a stop along the way kind of thing more often.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So if not everybody in the world, but if more people who couldn't foster consistently, but maybe you could do it once every few years or something and just like signed up to do it, then it would just overall help the situation, I think. So that's like what I want to encourage people or tell people, like you could just get approved to foster and then not do it or do it very rarely. Yeah. But it is hard when you get the text, like even though they know that we're not taking dogs, they'll still text us because there's always dogs that need help. So you get the text and you're like looking at this dog's face like, I want to help you, but I can't. And that's sad.
Yeah, that's really hard.
I feel like I should have done it before I redid my house.
Well, for sure, like in the future with like other dogs and stuff, I would definitely foster and then adopt one of like see which dog I like and then end up adopting one. Mm-hmm. It's just so crazy. I thought like it was impossible to get an Aussie from a rescue or something.
Yeah, there's straight up Aussie.
There's so many.
So many. It's crazy.
Yeah.
What else is new with you guys? Do you have any other?
My dad's coming back like the June 16th, I think.
Is that Father's Day weekend too? You gotta give him presents.
I feel like it's Monday. Well, we actually are. I think we're gonna do like a really cute gift for him because he is constantly losing stuff. Like he just misplaces pencils and like the tape measure and like knives. You know, like when you just kind of like always use those while you're doing like reno stuff. And so I was thinking about getting him like a personalized tool belt, so we could like. And then like get him like 2, like he doesn't need them, but like just get him 2 new like measuring tapes, like a pack of knives, and like get personalized Etsy pencils. Like they have the construction pencils that you can get. And so I think I'm gonna get him like personalized ones, so then he just has like a million of them. I don't know if he'll actually use it at home, but at least if he's gonna like work on my house or my sister's house, he could like get his tool belt and not be losing his shit. Because he's like, where's the pencil? Where is it? And like every time he would like, or he's like, I just bought 3 new measuring tapes. Like, where are they? And, you know, like he took it outside and like left it in the front yard and just like all this. I'm like, okay. But I feel like if he had a tool belt, maybe he would like lose
That's
it less.
so cute. I love the Etsy pencil idea. That's adorable. I might look into that for my
I know
dad.
you could get like
So cute.
I think it's like a 30 pack or something, just like personalized.
Cute.
So,
my mom's dad used to get us personalized pencils every year for Christmas, like a pack of them.
that's so
That
cute.
is so adorable. I love that. My dad had like a magnet thing on his tool belt, I think. So then it's like tape measures and stuff can also just like magnet to them.
Yeah. I think
That's
it's
what I
just
was
a tool belt
imagining,
and
too.
like period. I'm like, why don't you wear one? Like,
Yeah, that's kind of interesting that he doesn't already have one.
Yeah, will he wear it?
dude, I'm sure he has like 6 at home. He just like doesn't use them maybe because I don't know. Maybe when he's working by himself, he doesn't lose stuff as often, but I'm like, you definitely do. Like Joe is like painting on top of the like fridge today. And he like just found a pencil and I was like, yeah, that like checks out. He's like, where were all the pencils? And I was like constantly like when I was like picking up and stuff, I was like constantly putting like a pile of like markers and pencils. Like anytime I would see them, I would like put them back so that we wouldn't like lose them. And like by the end of the day, there's like 20 pencils and like 6 measuring tapes and like 20 knives. And it's like, okay, I don't think we need this many, but
that's so cute.
funny.
My dad uses pens, like I don't even know how to explain what kind of pen, like just the plain black ink or red ink, but it's like a really just straight basic one.
yeah.
But he wants to use the red and the black simultaneously or at different times. So he tapes them together in the middle. So then one end
That's
is
so
the red
funny.
and one's the black. So I just like we'll
Smart.
find that. Like we found that in our couch months after he left and I sent him a picture. I'm like, found your pen.
No, he was probably like so pissed that he left it.
Probably. They're probably like the cheapest pens possible.
Maybe you could find that type of pen for him.
Maybe I should.
Double-sided
Yeah, maybe on Etsy.
pen.
Everything's on Etsy. They probably do have
Yeah.
everything. Are you doing something for Father's Day, Dev? That's not when you're on, is it? Or is it when you're on?
No, I go on the 19th. So it's on the 16th, Father's Day?
I don't know. I guess that's where I'm confused.
The 16th a Monday, so I feel like the Father's Day would be the
15th?
15th.
Oh, the 15th. Yeah, I'm sure I'll do dinner with my dad. Nothing crazy, though. Last year he cooked us teppanyaki. So he'll probably cook something fun.
I could really go for your dad's yellowtail right now.
Yeah. I got yellowtail sushi yesterday, and it's just, nowhere near as good as my dad's.
Where do you get
I will
sushi?
never forget Maggie's face when she ate it, though.
I know.
She was like, I'm like, oh my God, she's about to throw up.
That's so funny
don't
because
know
in
if
my
you
perception, I'm
taking a
like, this
shot?
isn't that bad. Like,
No, you're like,
okay, the part that got me was the jalapeno, though. That's why I was like shocked because it wasn't the
Oh.
fish. It was that the jalapeno was so fucking spicy.
but usually spice doesn't make people gag. It's like, if it's spicy, you're like, you were like,
it was
literally
a
like,
combo. Imagine such spice and then like the craziest texture.
That's hilarious to me. I'm so proud of you for doing it.
Thank you. Like I just realized I was talking to Cam the other day. We were talking about Arby's. Because how is Arby's still around? First of all, but I was telling him Arby's.
I never eat there, but I really love it.
What?
Yeah,
Arby's, like in my family, we would have it like probably at least once a week for dinner.
Oh,
Are you for
really?
real?
Yes,
Where
and
do you get
it was
there?
Sounds so
it was
good.
one of our
roast beef sandwich.
school lunches, literally on the hot lunch menu. We had Arby's.
Oh my God.
So I'm like,
I would get that every day.
but it makes so much sense why I am the way that I am. Like my school lunches was like Pizza Hut, Panda Express, Arby's, like all of these things on the school days, and then I'd come home and we'd have that for dinner.
Did you get roast beef sandwiches?
And chicken strips. And they had a good turkey sandwich at one point I used to get.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And mozzarella
I don't think
stick.
I've ever eaten Arby's
yum.
in my life.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
my
Cam
mouth is
said.
watering.
Like, I have
The
maybe once
sesame
or
seed
twice.
bun in the Arby's sauce.
It does kind of sound good right now.
Oh man, I haven't had it in years. With some curly
Mhm.
fries.
The curly fries are really good.
They're so good. Fuck. I wish
I
I
do
lived
love
near an
curly fries.
Arby's.
I straight up don't even know. I don't know where one is at all. I don't know if there's any even in our city.
Wow. Missing out.
Shall we get into our topic?
Yes. You guys left Devin so many questions the other week when we asked for friendship advice questions, so we're just gonna keep going with them because there's so many. Or do you want to do it from the sheet? Could you send that somewhere? Because I don't have that.
Okay, I'm gonna start reading one.
Okay.
I'm in my 30s, and I've noticed that if I don't reach out to friends, they will not call me or text me. I've started to realize that I don't think they are friends. I have come to realize this, especially last year for my birthday, only 2 friends said happy birthday. When it is their birthday, I always wish them a happy birthday or take them out to eat. Help. How do I make new friends? One thing on this topic, before you go to like into making new friends, maybe they are shitty friends, but I do have friends, and I am a friend that is like this as well, where sometimes I need someone to reach out to me in order to like reach out more frequently. Like, and I have noticed it in myself where like I need to do that with some of my friends. Like if I want to maintain the relationship with them, like I have to be the one to reach out. And it's not because they like don't really want to be friends. It's just like life and like busy seasons and periods of time. And I don't think it's like a signal of they don't care about you. It's just like, I also think people, it's texting like these days, like you guys are like really the people I text the most frequently. Like I do not text very many people on a regular basis. And so it takes a, like, you guys obviously are really good at texting too. Like, so that helps. But like, if you guys never texted me, like, you probably know that I probably wouldn't text you that often, you know? And it wouldn't be a signal of me not caring about you guys. It just like, you know? So I would definitely evaluate that. And if you're okay with them, if you're okay with being the person who reaches out, because I definitely have friends that just like are the reach out person.
While you were saying that, I was thinking how interesting that is, that like in your like in real life socializing, you're the extrovert and you're the one initiating these conversations, but then over text it is the opposite and we're more the initiating, but then like that's not us in person. That's so crazy.
That is interesting.
Yeah. It does really suck though that only 2 people said happy birthday to you.
Yeah, the happy birthday is crazy.
Even though like she says happy birthday to everyone else. Like that makes it like it's not that hard to make time to wish someone a happy birthday. Unless maybe they don't know it's your birthday, but it doesn't seem
I will say maybe these days, like really Facebook is kind of how I know it's people's birthdays, unless they're like my best friends where I have their birthday memorized. But like if you're not checking Facebook as much, or if they're not reposting Instagram stories saying happy birthday, that is.
But like, tell me how often, like, you know your best friend's birthday. Like I like know the date of my best friend's birthday, but then the day will roll around or the week will roll around and I forget it's their birthday until I see like a Facebook post or Instagram. And so like I feel like for me, I've started putting my friends' birthdays in my like in the phone, and that's like more helpful for me because then I get the notification on that day versus having to rely on.
You can also transfer it from Facebook, like you can automatically put them from Facebook, but then that cannot be good because then you have all these random people that you're Facebook friends with, but like you don't care about their birthday.
I would hate that.
Yeah, so you don't want to do that. But like, but I think I did that and then I deleted the people that I didn't care about.
Apple will prompt you though, like if you say happy birthday to somebody, Apple will prompt you to like add it to the contact. Yeah. So if you have an iPhone.
I struggle with sometimes like when it's like the morning or you're like, okay, I'm going to make sure I say happy birthday in the morning. And then it's like the afternoon and then it's like past 6 p.m. and you're like, fuck, now I feel so bad that I haven't like said happy birthday yet.
Yeah.
But people always remember that you said happy birthday versus whether it's at like 6 a.m. or at 10 p.m.
That's very, very true.
But like the making new friends thing, I feel like, I feel like our episode that we did with 2 weeks ago now was really good. Yeah, with Jewel too. That one is really good.
Really good. Because that could also, the Jewel episode could help you like reevaluate like which of these friends that like you're putting an effort into do you want to still make an effort with, and which ones maybe it's like okay to let the friendship go, because she has like a good kind of like formula for that.
Or join a league of some sort. That's a way to make friends. It's my only advice. Join a
Join a pickleball league.
Join a pickleball league.
Yeah, I think listen to the Jewel episode. I feel like that will be helpful. We talk about how to make new friends like a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll read the next one. I was in a relationship for 4 years after college and lost connection with my girlfriends, unfortunately. I am now single and wondering how on earth do I navigate this? I miss my girlfriends, but a lot of time has passed and things have changed. How do you find/meet girls to hang out with? I'm 26 and I'm craving just a genuine group of girls to go out with and be around.
Have you tried reaching out to your old girlfriends though? Like, because I mean, that's another thing Jewel talks about. Like, she just reached out to an old high school friend and now they're best friends. They weren't even like best friends in high school, but now like I think we don't consider that we could become friends with people that we used to know now as adults.
Mm-hmm. I think also in this situation, like it comes from like maybe like you're embarrassed or you felt like you were a bad friend to them. Obviously, if you disappeared for 4 years just for being in a relationship, then it's like scary to approach them. But I think honestly, like sometimes I feel like when you just say it straight up, like if you talk to one of them and be like, oh my God, like I literally let myself be in this relationship and let go of all of you guys. Like I miss you all so much. Would you be open to hanging out again? Like I'm so sorry that I did that.
Yeah. I think that's such a good acknowledgement like of where you went wrong. Cause there's definitely periods of time in like some of my friendships where like I was just not a good friend. Like I didn't prioritize their friendship. I didn't like make them feel important in my life. And I think even though we've like rekindled at times, like I have acknowledged that I was not a good friend at a period of time, even though like we're in a good spot now. And I think that's like really helpful to just be like, put it on the table and just be like, this is how I was. And I'm sorry that I did that kind of thing. But it depends on like how social you are and like your social battery and like what you like to do. But I think finding your interests, like different workout classes, and being on your phone less in those like new situations, like if you put yourself in new situations or even going into like the things that you currently do, like if you're at the gym, like just not being on your phone and just being more open to like talking to people, I think makes for good connections.
Also, you should watch the show Dollface on Hulu because it's about that.
What?
She breaks up with her boyfriend from 10 years and has no friends. And so she
is that with the girl
reconnects
from
with
Two
her
Broke
old friends.
Girls?
Yeah.
Cat?
It's really good. Yeah.
I think I watched like the first episode of that, but then I didn't continue.
It's good.
This is just always a struggle. I was definitely like I did this before in relationships for sure. My ex-boyfriend, I remember specifically there's this one time when Jaden, my cousin, she like called crying and she like needed somebody, and I was at my boyfriend's parents' house for dinner, and I was like, I can't help you, like I'm not gonna go drive over there right now. And I like called one of my girlfriends to like go help her in the situation and stayed at my boyfriend's house. And I think about that all the time, like why would I have not have gone to her and help her? Like I still regret that. But now I like can straight up tell her that and be like, I'm sorry that I did that to you and whatnot. But I think when you're young and your brain's not fully developed and whatnot, you have your priorities a little wrong and can prioritize boys when you should not be.
Yeah, totally. Okay. I become fast friends with, let's call her Sarah. I invited her to shows, influencer events. We would go to auditions together, etc. But she has canceled on me quite a bit. She always has excuses as to why she needs to cancel that normally has to do with her career. It feels like she just uses me to gain status and then dumps me when she gets a better offer. When I texted her and told her my feelings, she said it wasn't fair because there was always a reason for her cancellations. And since we are in the same industry, I should understand. Thoughts on where to go from here?
I think when it comes, this is like kind of a general thing about people that cancel or are flaky in friendships. I think there is differences between like, oh, I have to take care of my dog, or I have to take care of my kid, or like something came up for work, or like how honest are they being in terms of like, I just had a really horrible week and I need to stay in tonight. Like, or are they kind of always making excuses? And if it feels like they're not like really genuine excuses, or they're like they're not like putting in the effort into your friendship, it might be time to like let the friendship go and not put your effort into it, because I think there can only be so many excuses that come into play when it comes to like canceling on stuff that are reasonable.
Especially if it feels like, oh, I got a better offer. Like that, like she's not prioritizing the friendship. She's just, you, like she said, using you for
sure. And that's like a gray area kind of, because if like she had a corporate job and she's like, oh, I just got scheduled in this meeting, actually I have to go to it, you'd be way more understanding than if she's like, oh, I actually got invited to this other influencer event with this other creator, she has 1 million more followers than you, I'm gonna go do that. Then that feels less like valid.
But even like in terms, if it was like a corporate thing or like a business meeting or something, then like I think it's on the responsibility. Like if you care about the friendship, like it's your responsibility to like be better at scheduling and like not have that be like, what if every time you hang out, they're like, I have another business meeting. I have another business meeting. Like, you'd be like, okay, fuck off. Like I don't, like you're obviously not putting forth like the effort into our friendship, like to always allow business meetings to like conflict. Like what?
And usually like when I totally just forgot what I was gonna say. That was like mid-sentence.
You block your calendar if you're gonna like hang out with somebody, or like,
no, that's not what I was gonna say. Oh my god.
I feel like one thing she can do is just put the ball in the other girl's court. Like I've asked you several times and you cancel on me, so let me know when you can hang out.
Oh, I was gonna say like usually when you cancel on somebody, you try to reschedule. Like, oh, this came up. Can we do this a different time? So if she's not ever doing that, then that is weird too.
Yeah.
But I think that's a common thing with influencers, like in influencer circles, of trying to clout chase and like be friends with people with more followers. That's why I'm friends with Devin.
Yeah. And that's okay. But you have to decide, you have to determine whether, do you want to keep asking her because it's worth it when you do get to hang out? Like, do you enjoy hanging out with her when she can? Or is it just not worth it? Then just, put the ball in her court and see what happens from there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm interested in this one. It wasn't highlighted. Hey, what would you do in this situation? My friend, which I'm really close to, cannot stop asking me what to do with every tiny detail of her life, and it's starting to make me not want to see her anymore. But we're very close, and I would like to try and keep her in my life if possible. It's everything from her wanting me to decide what kind of milk to get in her latte when we're buying takeaway for a walk. It gets to the point where she'll just stand there and hold up the queue if I don't answer her, to her texting late at night, sending screenshots and asking what to reply to her date's text, or her calling at every minor inconvenience asking what she should do. Like, she wants clear instructions. She's not just complaining, oh, what should I do? If I brush it off when she asks and say something like, just do what feels right, she'll keep insisting that I answer it for her. It's exhausting, and I've straight up told her that she needs to start thinking for herself, but it makes no difference as she doesn't seem to pick up the hints. And I'm at the point where I no longer want to pick up when she calls, because it feels like she only calls when she needs help. If it's relevant, I'm 29 and she's 36. And I think this whole asking question behavior comes from extreme insecurity. Thanks for any input.
Yeah, that makes me sad. She sounds very insecure.
It also sounds like it's a single-sided like codependency.
Yeah.
That annoys the shit out of me. Like, my youngest sister Logan is really bad at making decisions, and I'm just like, I don't know. Just do it. Just pick one. Like,
yeah. I think if you're just doing like little hints, I think that you need to set a stronger boundary around it. Like, I want to help you when it's like a genuine need, like you're struggling with something, or you're trying to like decide if you should go on a date or something, not like every single text message, because I think it's just like probably a pattern where she's like, oh, I don't have any confidence to like make my own decisions, like because she thinks everything's going to be wrong. Maybe also suggest therapy for her so she can like build her confidence with somebody who's qualified to help with that.
Why don't you ask your therapist these questions?
Do you think that she's like seeking like reassurance and validation of like wanting to do the same things, like, oh, tell me what milk I should get so then I get the same milk as you, sort of thing?
I think if you need that level of validation, like, you need more help. Like,
that is interesting. I am thinking like that used to be way more of a thing where all of my friends would text and be like, what do I say to this boy and stuff, and we'd all be workshopping a message. That doesn't really happen anymore, even if friends are dating.
I do understand the workshopping a message and like a conversation, but I think
It's
there's
every-
a level to it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I think it definitely comes from insecurity.
I think a stronger boundary and like,
And it probably really comes from the wanting connection, like that maybe she's using these ways to ask things as a way to reach out and be texting and stuff. That's hard. I don't know. I feel like I get like that when I'm like when I want the other person to be okay, or I'm like so in my head about like, are they not going to be okay with this situation, or like what my decision is.
Yeah,
What
like,
do you
are you
mean?
sure
Like,
type of
you
thing.
want their approval, like if you should text a guy or not?
Kind of, or I'm thinking of it like, I guess with Cameron is kind of the only situations I could think of. If I'm like really being indecisive about how something should go, it's because in my mind I'm like wanting to pick what he wants also, or like wanting what would be the right way for him. But that does end up being more annoying than just making the decision.
Yeah.
That's interesting, the age gap. How do you cope with your friends? I'm just reading all the boyfriend ones. How do you cope with your friends no longer making time for you when they get boyfriends? I'm one of the only single girls in our group, and now that they don't need me for social stuff, they don't make any effort to hang out with me anymore. It's all about the men they are with, and I'm left by myself at home every weekend. I've tried to make plans, but they're always busy. I've given up now and have started trying to learn to enjoy being by myself, but it stings that friends drop you as soon as they get boyfriends. That does. That sucks a lot.
I wonder how old this person is.
Probably 20s or 30s.
Like, because that used to happen every single freaking time in high school, you know?
Oh, yeah. And yeah, in high school, you're just so. I just had all my priorities out of whack in high school.
Yeah. And you don't have any control over that. Like, you can try to have a conversation with them and maybe come up with like a day where you do hang out, where they do prioritize your time, or asking, can we do things as a group? Can I be invited to the couple things? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think organizing like girls' nights too can be really helpful, because I think sometimes it's like, especially if it's like new relationships and stuff, it's like so much fun when you're first starting to date somebody and you just like want to spend all your time with them, and it's like just a good beginning time. So I think sometimes it's like, oh wait, like I actually have so much fun with my girlfriends too. But I also think one of my friends just like recently went through this where she like got a boyfriend, and it was perceived that they were like, my friend was spending all of her time with her boyfriend, but in reality her life just got busier, and like if she did have free time she was with her boyfriend, so like overall she was like hanging out with everybody less and doing things. So I think it warrants like a conversation versus like fully pulling away if you care about the friendships, because sometimes they're just like not as aware of it, or like they just need to be called out for it, and like it in a loving way where they can like fix it.
That's a great point though, because like in high school when this happens, it's like you're just hanging out with your friends all the time, so it's like, okay, yeah, I'm taking away my time with my friends to be with my boyfriend. But you're so right, like as an adult it's not really like that, because you have such little free time anyways. Like I see Cameron like an hour a night, 2 hours a night, like you don't even have that time in general. That makes so much sense.
but it does suck when these were your friends that, you know, every weekend you would do stuff, and now they're probably going to want to be with their boyfriend one of the nights of the weekend. So then it's like, then you have a lot of time where you're alone because your friend isn't available.
This is kind of a thing like with our current friends, is sometimes it's like, oh, this is like a couples thing where it's only the couples going, and then some, like when me and Cameron plan things, we invite the single people too, because I'm like, why wouldn't, like I want them to be there. I enjoy their friendship and their personalities and hanging out with like the individual people. So like we also invite them there. But I have noticed that is a thing, like when planning things, it's like, oh, what couples should we have there, rather than just like what people.
Yeah. I think that's weird.
Sometimes, but it is like kind of about curating like a vibe sometimes too. Like I think sometimes there's like assumptions around like, oh, if we're gonna do this like couple thing, like only
But it's
couples
not like
will.
we're all fucking. Like what? It's not like we're just
No,
like.
what I'm saying is like they like if people are assuming like, oh, this is like a really coupley thing to do. Like say this is like obviously not super coupley, but you're like, oh, like let's all go to the winery as like couples and like take cute photos and stuff. But you're like, oh, I don't know if the single people, like if someone's trying to curate the day or something, but the single people like would obviously want to be a part of it too.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes if you're like, you just have something in your mind. I don't know.
Yeah, I get that. And it's like if it was 4 couples and 1 single person, then you're probably in your mind more of like, well, I don't want them to feel left out. But like if there's multiple, then
yeah.
I don't know. That is hard. Oh, a 3-friend group.
I'm in a 3-friend group kind of deal. Both of them is closer than they are to me. I guess they are bonded over branded things they can afford, which I can't. I don't want to be sensitive about it whenever we 3 are together, and I felt left out, and it makes me feel like crap. Any advice on how to not be so sensitive about this whole situation?
It's hard if like you want the branded things. Like if you're like, oh, I love Louis Vuitton. Like if you guys were buying these things I want, then like I think it's easier like when Brittany you get things or like you just like designer things more. I don't know that if I had money I would be doing that. So it's not something I'm like, oh my god, I'm so jealous that you guys are doing that. If you were like going to Europe every week, I'd probably be like more jealous because that's what I would be wanting to do with money more.
Yeah.
So, and like when you're watching your friends bond over specific things that you can't be a part of, and there's really no way,
literally,
like, what is she going to get a knockoff? Like, how can she make herself a part of it?
I don't know. I think this is where friendships of 3 do get hard if there's like a bonded, like there's like just a closeness of the friendship. Like, I don't know.
Over something specific too is like, do you think that like should they be sensitive whatsoever of the person? Like, oh, maybe we don't talk about. That's bad too, though. You shouldn't have to like not talk about the things that you care about. But if you did kind of censor yourself a little bit with her, if that makes her feel bad, same way you would if you just have a lot of money and you're with friends who don't have a lot of money, you're not going to be just like talking about how much money you had.
I know. I feel like it is a little bit on her friends to be a little bit more like aware of that.
I was listening to a podcast yesterday and she said that she had a friend growing up whose mom would not let her hang out in a group of 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Because this jealousy, like it always just caused arguments and stuff, which I think is kind of a little crazy, but
I think it also like it can kind of depend on your perspective of like friendships of 3 or your friendships in general, because I think like I'm trying to think of like different 3s that I've like been part of where sometimes like in a friendship of 3 there's just 2 people that are closer because they have similar interests or they have similar things, or like in this moment of life they are just going through the same shit, and so like they're going to be closer. Like if you guys both had kids and I didn't have kids, like you probably would be closer because you're talking about things that like I just don't relate to as much. But like, I think then there might be periods of time where like, maybe if me and Devin were both single or something, like we would be bonding over things differently than, so I think that like in friendships of 3, there are different shifts, and sometimes like you will just have things that you're closer over, but it's similar to like our pop culture stuff. Like I just don't give a fuck about certain things, and I'm like, you got like I would love hearing about it from you guys, and I love when you guys like talk about it in our chat, but like I am just not always going to respond, and like that doesn't make me like it doesn't make me feel like less connected to either of you. You guys are just going to bond over that stuff more,
Yeah. And though we make an effort to, I mean, we're not like making an effort, like it's so hard, but like to be in our group chat so you can still see it. Yeah. Versus like if we were just texting, like we do text a lot sometimes, but if we were texting all day, every day, the same way that we do in the group chat, and you were just fully out of that, then that might make you feel more alone because you don't even have the chance to like read it or know what we're talking about, where you at least like you're still involved.
Yeah.
I think this also comes down to having like the abouts and having other groups of friends, because it's like, what are your other connections in this 3-friend group? I'm sure there's other things besides designer bags or whatever that you first connected about. So maybe letting them talk about their designer bags, connect with them on what you still connect with, and then have your other friends who you can more relate to about having less money and not having designer things that you can go to that make you feel less alone and not like crap.
Yeah, I agree.
This is an interesting one. That's kind of hard. I have a single friend who only has me and 2 other girls as friends. She mostly relies on me for companionship and wants to hang out every weekend. I have many other friends, though, and I want to see them, spend time with my husband, or just chill by myself during my free time. Also, every time I hang out with this friend, she wants to go out and drink heavily, and I'm just not wanting to do that anymore. I really struggle to say no hanging out, so I've been making up excuses, which makes me feel so guilty. How do I kindly put space and boundaries with this friend? I feel bad because I know she's lonely, but I also need time for myself.
Oof, that's really hard.
This one, I would very much be so straight up about the like drinking and like how you're hanging out, because that's also probably so draining for you to go out and do something that you don't really enjoy doing anymore. And I feel like that's a good place to start of like, hey, I want to like hang out, but I can't do this like type of hanging out. Like this is, I really need to and I think it opens up the conversation for you to be like, I really need like my own time to like recharge, and I need to split my time with like other friends too. Like what are other activities that like we can do together that are not binge drinking and like going out?
Yeah, because maybe you'd be more apt to go get a coffee with her. Like,
or like go on a walk together, or like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like do things that you find more enjoyable, because you're obviously going to want to hang out more with her if you can do that stuff.
For sure. Were you saying something, Deb? You just froze.
No. I think it's gonna be hard to not offend this person though. Like not like she'll probably take it not very easily.
I kind of dealt with this kind of the same, where I was the girl's best friend, and then just to me I have like larger circles of, I call a lot of people my best friends. I have a lot of best friends, and she never really had that, so it felt like a lot of pressure on me to like be everything for her, and I had to, honestly, I just like kind of slowly separated, like slowly made more plans with other. It's hard, like it sucks, and it is like I felt like a bitch doing it, but at the same, I don't know, like I don't know if that's you shouldn't just hang out with somebody that you don't necessarily want to all the time.
It also, I feel like if you think that she could mesh well, or you want her to mesh with like other friends, you can try inviting her in like groups of friends, because sometimes that can be like, you're helping her make more friends, that like she's not reliant on just you. Like if she bonds with one of your friends, like they could go hang out and stuff. But that kind of is up to you if you think like they would get along and things like that.
That's a great idea. I don't know. That'd be just so hard. Like this is just gonna be a hard conversation, and
I do think you can put a lot of it on yourself though. If like drinking, partying, like that sort of thing is not your vibe anymore, like that's like fully on you, and she can take it or leave it. Also though, if she's a party girl, like there's so many people that just want to go party. Like
exactly.
So easy to find party friends.
Just go get drunk and go to the bathroom. You'll find it.
Literally, that's like the easiest type of friend to make, is a party friend.
Yeah. Wait, there's this one that's kind of so sad. Okay. How do you let go of friends that you thought would be in your life forever? I have a friend who literally ghosted me, and I didn't believe she would do that. So I reached out to her husband and her best friend to check and make sure she's okay. And she ended up responding to me, telling me to stop and leave her alone and that she's busy. I had messaged her so many times to just check in to make sure she's okay, and she couldn't take 2 seconds to text back. I was so worried about her. Now I don't want to ever speak to her again because she made me feel crazy for reaching out.
That is so sad. I'm so sorry that she made you feel that way.
That's really, really sad and hard.
Oh God, that's like you need an explanation.
Yeah.
Like what the heck?
I think that like, you know, the different things of like with guys, if they are not reciprocating or like they don't treat you like the way you should be treated, I feel like this is one of those situations where like even though there's like all these great things in like history of your friendship, I think history is so hard to let go of in a friendship and be like, okay, like this is not what it once was, and like we have to just like move past it. Like that's so hard. But I think like she's not a good friend, and that's like gonna take some time to accept that she's not a good friend. And there's like other people that would love to have that check-in from you, because obviously you're a good friend and you're checking in on your friends and making sure they're okay and going to like lengths to make sure they're doing fine. So
yeah, some people are just so avoidant of conversations like that, or like if she didn't want to be friends with you for whatever reason, just straight up telling you that, or because then it leaves you to be in your head like, what is she talking with her husband about? What did she tell the other best friend? Like, have they been plotting not to talk to me, or how to answer
What did
when I reach
do?
out? Yeah, like that would just be so confusing and be in your head about it. When rather, if you got the explanation, it'd still be so hard to go through the friendship breakup, but at least then you'd be able to like start grieving and like be able to process it. One of my friends ghosted me last year. I think I talked about this, but I don't know if I did.
Did you? I need to hear this on Patreon because I don't remember this.
Maybe, yeah, I could tell it more on Patreon, but for like a month and a half, just did not talk to me whatsoever. I was very concerned and very like, what is happening? What's wrong with you and whatnot. And that situation came down to an avoiding like, and I know that my anxiety leads me to do that a lot of the time. Like when you're saying, Britt, you're such a good texter, I'm like, okay, the 100 people I'm not replying to wouldn't say that. Definitely not. Like I know I can be like that, but even when you're the one avoiding, it fills you with so much more anxiety to be avoiding it than if you were to just do it. Like it's so scary to do it, but once you do, it feels so much better. Obviously, you're not the one ghosting in this situation, so you can't just do that. But I think now, yeah, you just have to start that grieving process, and friendship breakups are so hard because they're so much longer usually than these relationships that we experience.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks.
Should we close it down and do Patreon?
Yeah, I think so, because I don't know if I was thinking if there's like a happier one, but there's not really. Like I feel like we've kind of answered all of these, like hanging out with old friends.
Yeah, a lot of the same like answer.
Yeah, but that's so it
Someone
makes
said,
you
how
feel
do I become friends with you three?
Oh, that's cute. From like the questions that we always get from you guys and through these whole years, they're always so similar. So like if anything, just like knowing that you're not alone in so many of these feelings, and that most of the advice that we need are like around like 3 or 4 situations.
Yeah.
It's hard. So thanks so much for listening. If you want to go ask any more advice or anything, you can check out our Google Forms. Make sure you're following our Instagram, because that's where we post when we ask you guys things. Make sure you subscribe to our Patreon for extra episodes and monthly Q&A member-only episodes. We love you so much. Leave us a rate and review wherever you listen to podcasts. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.